minute ya 40 seconds niyo nyine irumva ko ikeneye ikosora kuko ntabwo imeze neza kugeza minute 40 seconds. Iyo natangira kuba uwo muntu wavuze kwa maso kugeza minute ya 40 seconds ndumva iri contre-temps. Ujya nakohereza original ujya kumva kugira ngo urebe sibyo?
Maze kubyumva byose. Maze kubyumva byose.
Sawa urakoze. So I'm an international, multi-diverse hip-hop rock star. That's what I am, man. I'm out here. What I do is my music is mixed with so many different elements. I got French in songs. I got completely Spanish in songs. But I try and put that all around the image of being an African, you know. And my music, I have a lot of African elements. My music is hip hop, but I'm mostly mixing language in my music. My music is R&B to some extent. And I have afro-beat, you know, I take a lot of influences from a lot of artists from all over. So Rex Gito is all that in one, representing Africa. So my mother was born in Rwanda, and I most of my life grew up with, you know, as most people, with their mothers. And so I represent a lot of what I know of Africa stems from an East African perspective. I've been to a lot of different places in Africa, more than one, and I spent years in Africa, you know, and I've seen so many things of both worlds. So that shit really has me like put an element to my music that I think is so unique that I feel like I try and just connect and branch all kinds of people from everywhere with what I know from East Africa, but Rwanda mostly, yes. Like when I listen to music, what I listen to, and my music is really all over the place. I have artists like, you know, I listen to all genres of music really, but in hip hop, more so what I do, I cannot take any influence outside of saying number one, Tupac Shakur. It's just who got me into hip hop. You know, that person, like individual, just his life and his storytelling through his music brought me into hip hop, you know what I mean? I just remember my earliest years listening to pop, but as of now, like I do listen to a lot of different. I listen to Uzi, you know what I mean? Lil Uzi Vert. I listen to Future, you know, as far as the now, and I do listen to some Kendrick and some Cole, but you know, I'm just all over the place with my taste.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's my thing. Like Rex Gito is very international with his music, and a lot of my influence comes from other places. I just want to mention, like, you know, like Burna Boy is a big influence of mine, you know, who's completely African, but whose style is such that it makes hip hop sound almost different. It's almost like a different genre, and that's what I try and make my music like, you know, that's why I have so much influences. But a part of what's influenced me a lot is some of the places I've been, such as like Switzerland. Like a lot of people don't know I lived almost a year in Switzerland, you know, where it's just nothing but French. You know, I was in the French quarters, and I went to France. You know, I've not lived in France. I've been there about 2 months or so. So I don't know how you call what living is, but I've stayed there. You know, and I've been to different areas in the U.S., Canada. You know, up north. You know, and you know, all of that. Just seeing artists there and culture and style there. That makes Rex Gito what he is.
Okay. So some of the places you've been have been France,
yeah,
Switzerland,
Germany,
you say
Canada, even Africa. I've been to Rwanda, I've been to Burundi, I've been to Uganda, okay. I've been to Ethiopia.
All right.
You know.
What are some of the places that you've been to in the U.S.?
So in the U.S., most of my life grew up in South Bend, Indiana. All y'all know the Hoosier State. You know, shout out Notre Dame. But we were 2 hours from Chicago, where a lot of my family lived, and we were 30 minutes from Michigan. So I was going to school some years in Michigan, some in South Bend, some in Chicago. Like I know, you know, I had kind of, that's mostly where my setting come up. But as far as where I've been mostly is those places and Texas, you know.
Okay.
Gito. Rex is an old, I believe, English word, Anglo-Saxon word for king.
Okay.
Okay, comes from originally word Reginald, right, which is my name, and then Gito is an African word, and Kinyarwanda word, which is my mother's country, Rwanda, which means small. So it's together means a small king.
Small king. And it's called
Umusaza.
That's the name of the project.
That's the project name.
Okay.
Umusaza, the TTAA, the True African American.
Okay. So you kind of, you know, in my opinion, you use it as a concept.
It's a concept.
And what exactly are you trying to relate to people with that title, with that line?
I'm speaking to the African and the Black American community. Mm-hmm. I'm bridging the gap. TTAA, the True African American, means that I am representing an African American that is true to where he came from. You know, you meet a lot of people, they can tell you where they're from outside of America just being here, that are not from here. You know, you meet Chinese people, they tell you I'm from China, even though they've been living in Detroit for 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? You go to Mexicans, they'll tell you I'm from Oaxaca. You know what I mean? I'm from down here, Mexico City, you know, and they'll tell you where they originate. But you come to the black man and it's like, I'm from Detroit, long as I know, and that's where I've always been.
Yeah.
I'm from Dallas. So I'm from South Dallas.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Yes. And that's for centuries. Centuries I've been in Dallas. That's how they think.
Yeah.
So my imagery is coming with, you know, I'm making it strange. I'm trying to bring it normal to be speaking in a different language. You hear Rex speaking in Kinyarwanda because the black man should be speaking in Kinyarwanda, you know what I mean? Or Swahili or Yoruba, you know, because that's our original tongue. You know what I mean? You know, you see Rex rapping in different languages because, you know, I'm cultural. I'm seeing different things and I'm accepting more than, you know, what's put on me as opposed to what I really am. You know, because the black man has been throughout all these places and knows these areas, is the first traveler, is the, you know, so we got to be proud of it. I'm trying to bring pride to it. And by saying TTAA, what I'm saying is I'm saying the true African American. I'm the true, you know, I say in my songs Rockstar, you know, I'm Marcus Garvey, I've come again, you know, and that's just to say I'm representing who I am.
Okay.
I'm trying to bring a culture together, two cultures together that are inherently one, you know, and we are not, you know, how I'm trying to say it is by saying the true African American. It could be seen negatively, but I want it to be seen also honestly, man. You know, to say like, okay, I'm not judging you. You know, I'm just trying to make you wake up and realize this is you too. You know, and you know, as African Americans especially, we don't have to look at things like, why do I have to be African? I can just be me. You can be you just like a Mexican can be him and say he's from Oaxaca, Mexico, and still know that. You know what I mean? You can still be you, but just know where you come from, because a lot of the manipulation that goes on with black people, I think, is because we don't know who we truly are. We don't know who's our brother and who's our sister. You know, the next black man is just as strange to you as the next China man, because you have no base or foundation to know where you're from. Umusaza is just saying, we are Africans, you know, so just realize and be cool with that. You can be African and still look how I'm spitting bars. You know, I'm spitting and I'm doing it in a way the young cats can feel me. And I'm also rapping in African to realize for Africans, true Africans that listen to African music, to hear me and fuck with me.
Good stuff.